What's up guys, Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we are checking out the JKS Manufacturing Heavy Duty Adjustable Front Track Bar fitting all 2007 through 2018 JK Wranglers with 1 to 6 inches of lift. Now your track bar is responsible for keeping your axle center. So if you've lifted your JK and didn't get a track bar in the kit, but you need to correct some of those thrown off suspension angles, this is going to be a fantastic option to do it with. Now this will also be great if you are experiencing any wobble due to some worn out bushings and you're looking for a track bar that's going to hold up a lot better than your factory one with a solid construction. Now no matter if you're taking your JK off-road and giving your suspension the work or simply just dailying your JK, this is going to allow a large range to work with, as well if you plan on taking your suspension height in stages. Now this will bolt in just like your factory track bar, but is going to offer a lot more benefits than your factory one could provide. Now one of those benefits being the large range of adjustability, which will allow you to fine tune or grow with your suspension if you have a small lift now and are adding one in the future. For example, if you're working with a 2-inch spacer lift while saving for that 4-inch full lift kit. Now the adjustability will be single adjustable by disconnecting one end, turning it to the preferred length, and then tightening it back down with the large jam nut that's easily accessible and very straightforward to work with. Now this will also feature a Heim joint on the axle side and a standard bushing on the frame side, which will actually allow a good amount of articulation within the bar itself and is going to avoid wearing like a rubber bushing would, which would resist any wobble down the line. Now when it comes to construction, this is going to be made of a heavy-duty DOM tubing with a 1.5-inch outer diameter, which will resist any bending or damage even if you wheel your JK hard. Now to put that into perspective, the design is rated for upward of 42,000 pounds of static load, so you can trust that this is going to hold up on your Jeep. Now this will also be zinc plated and have a nice powder coat for rust resistance, holding up to the weather and any surface damage very well. Now one of the parts that goes first in any suspension component are usually the bushings, and this is going to come with reinforced rubber bushings to elongate that lifespan and offer good articulation in addition to that heavy-duty Heim joint at the end. When it comes to the price, this is going to come in at roughly $300, which will be pretty average for an upgraded track bar. Now what I like about this option is the fact that this is going to be very durable and come with reinforced bushings to reduce wear, which will inevitably reduce wobble down the line compared to other factory style options. They may not offer those small but very notable features. Also, the fact that this has such a wide range of adjustability is something to be noted, making it a solid option for a track bar no matter what build stage that you're in. Now when it comes to install, I'm giving this a 3 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and it should take you about 2 hours to get the job done if you have the right experience for it. Now speaking of the install, one of our customers has actually put this on their JK and is going to walk you through what that process looks like step by step. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
All right, the tools that we're needing for the job today are, I got a 1/2-inch ratchet, 21 millimeter wrench. I got an extension for just in case. I got 2 21 millimeters, one deep well and one regular. I got a pry bar for just in case. We've got a large crescent wrench to tighten down the track bar with once we get it adjusted. Tape measure, large ratchet strap. Over here we have everything that came in the kit. We got a JKS adjustable track bar. Came with the instruction manual, a little sticker for you, spacers, and then the track bar itself. This part works to hold your axle center on the body of the Jeep, or however you want to describe it, the Jeep center on the axle or vice versa. So we're going to show taking this out. It's only 2 bolts. Hopefully everything goes well, and we'll see you underneath the vehicle.
All right, we're under the Jeep now. We've got the track bar that we're going to take out. Here's the old one. 2 bolts, like I said before, here. And over here, we're going to jack it up and get the weight off the tires just a little bit. not too much, so hopefully the tires and the body don't move too much in between replacing it. And yeah, we're gonna jack it up and support it under here and under here, and then we'll start wrenching on it. See here, my stabilizer is in the way of my slower. That's righty tighty. I need to go lefty loosey. All right. So, my Jeep has been beaten up a lot and been used, like I'm sure a lot of you guys just probably do with your Jeeps. It's a toy, you're gonna use it for a toy. But you can see that I've had to weld on a few spots here because the bracket hole wallered out and I was getting death wobble from that at one point. And the longer you've had a Jeep and the more you use it, the more you'll learn about death wobble and how to fix it, or how to take it somewhere and pay somebody else to do it. But I'm cheap, as I figure a lot of you are. That's why you're watching one of these videos. All right, that's what I was scared of. I'm gonna have to remove that or turn my wheel. So, hang tight here, and I'm gonna turn my wheel and tell me if I get some movement where I can get that bolt out of there. Okay? Ta-da! All right. A person could use an impact for this, of course, but you're kind of in a tight space. It's hard to get the gun in there. So that's why I'm just using the hand tools. What's all the hubbub, bub? Haha. So, get that bottom side moved and out of the bracket. That'll give you some play in this top one to get it loose. And then pull that bad boy out. And now our old one is out of here. They tell me at the shop I went to, because if you're having a problem with figuring out where your death wobble's coming from, you fix this and you go test drive it and you still got death wobble, you go look again, you find something else, you fix that, and then you still can't find it. You think everything's good. I took it to a shop close by here that specializes in suspension, and for 55 bucks they'll take a look at everything underneath of there and tell you exactly what's wrong with it. If you have them fix it, they take 55 bucks off of the bill, or that's part of the bill or whatever, you know, the inspection. Or you can just get it back yourself, pay them 55 bucks, order yourself a part and install it yourself, save yourself some labor. All right, so here's our new part, here's our old part. Pretty similar in shape and whatnot. And design, This one's got a Heim joint down here. That's why I went with that one, hoping that it would prevent further issues. Because they tell me that it's not necessarily, it's not the track bar that's bad, but the bushings. So hopefully this is a little less likely to go bad. There's our spacers. We're gonna kind of size this up before we put it on there so that we were close to where it should be. I think if we were where we were supposed to be to begin with, which I'm gonna find out here in a second. So that's fairly close. All right, get rid of this. We're gonna put this side, the driver's side, onto the frame. Then we're gonna adjust the body to make sure it's center. Then we'll attach the axle side on the passenger. Here's your original bolt. Hey. There you go. So manipulate this side of it. That way you can get it at the right angle, get your bolt in there. In case you're wondering, yes, I have, this bolt should be on that side. It's meant to have this long washer on it so it locks it in place over there. But when I did this repair, I accidentally welded the other bolt onto the back side of it, this bracket down here, which I'll show you that in a minute. But so I had to use this bolt, you know, this bolt over here instead, since I accidentally welded the other one on that side. So works just the same bolt. It's just this little flange doesn't catch on anything over here. All right, let's tighten that guy in. Okay, now if you look down here on this side, then you'll see that, wait, let me get out of the way. We're gonna set this side of it into that bracket and just leave it sit there loose. It doesn't line up now. You can see from the front view there, it doesn't line up yet, but we're gonna make sure this is center. Then we'll adjust this Heim joint right here, in and out to bring it farther away or closer to the hole there, and then we'll tighten this down to lock it into place. That's the plan. Hopefully I've got room with my great big crescent wrench to get in there and tighten that down. We may have to move one or both of these to do it, but we'll find a way. All right, we're back. We're going to straighten this wheel up. Stay with me here. We're going to take a measurement from each side of the wheel. Do we have enough light here? Do I need to get another light?
We're okay.
Okay, so pick any point on here. You can take it from up here, you can take it from down here, whatever you're comfortable with. Find a tread on your tire and make sure when you go to the other side, you're gonna take a tread that is similar to that one. So you see you got one kind of tread and it alternates. So we're gonna make sure we get a tread that looks like this, put it at the top and measure from there straight out. I'm gonna take it from the inside of that loop just because it's easy to grab it. And we're gonna get in here and take a measurement from the very inside of that tread, which what I've got, I can't see, so I am gonna go to the light. So, going from the inside of there to the outside of this tread, and we are at, what is that, 7 and one little guy over a half. or 5/8. It's right in between that. So, let's go to the other side. 7 5/8. That should be, the one that was like 7/16. Yeah. So, on this side, we've got our same type of tread. We're gonna go from the inside of there to the outside of that piece of tread. And here we've got 7 and, well, that's 3/8. So we just need like 1/8 of an inch over, and that should line us up. To do that, we can use a ratchet strap. That's pretty close, really. Is that 1/8 that we said we were off? We were 2/8 off, so we need to move it 1/8. That's not that far off. Most would probably leave it that way. I think, because I'm out a little bit variable, right? I'm no mechanic. I'm as shady tree as you guys are, but I'll show it for just in case. So, we would grab a hold of the axle somewhere over here. I'm going to use this bracket right here. And we're going to go to somewhere on the frame over here, which I'll probably go to this bracket up here somewhere. And then we will try to ratchet that guy over in order to, is that what the direction we needed to go? We were higher on this side and lower on that side, right? Mm-hmm. So that means we're farther away over here. We need to bring that in just a little bit. And yes, so we need to pull this side towards that direction. Or that way, this way, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Great. I'm gonna get a view from over here and show you where I'm looking at. Right here on the back side of this bracket, you can see I'm latching in right there. And come back over here and show them this side. We're gonna find a spot over here somewhere. We'd like to be around in here. Right there should do. Good enough. Let's take another measurement. Pretty close. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try to tighten it down right there. You guys do what you want. Alrighty, so looks like that bolt just needs turned out. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Go out one more, I think. Maybe more. We'll see. That's pretty darn close. Let's check that. Okay. Let's not forget our 2 spacers. One on each side of that main joint there. Should slide in fairly easily. And that should rest down on the bracket, and that shows I do need to come out some more since that hole's smaller now. Which makes sense. We gotta turn this wheel. Thank you to my assistant over there, holding the camera. go. Get in here and try to manipulate this thing around a little bit. Without trying to tear it up too bad, but oh, that's movement. Oh, you can do it. All right, there we go. Remember, my bolt's welded on there, so now that my nuts welded on there, so this bolt's in there, starting to be threaded, so we can take the ratchet strap off. It should be set for its distance now. All right, now we will tighten our bolt down with that regular ratchet strap. Oh, that's all I'm coming. If you guys can get a ratchet in there, you'll be doing a lot better than me, so. My steering stabilizer likes to get in the way there, or is in the way. Maybe I've got it installed incorrectly. Like I said, I'm no pro, but it seems to stay out of the way now. Oh, there's tightness. Oh, sweet. All right, now get this bolt set up here so it tightens down to there. That's going to lock this into position. Make sure everything's nice and firm. We're going to take another measurement and just to double check, we're close to that 7.5 mark. And then we'll tighten that bolt just to make sure. If we can. Good. It's a little under 7.5. This one was at was a little under, wasn't it? Yeah. And now it's just about right on. So we're pretty close. Within a 16th to an 8th, I'd say. All right, so now we'll get down here and attempt to tighten this bolt, but it's kind of a big bolt, and I got kind of a big crescent wrench here, so I don't know how easy this is going to be. It's not going to work from here, I don't think. I have to go see if I got a metric wrench that'll fit this. That'll give me a little more space to work. All right, I think I found an angle here. I'm going to try to tighten this one more smidge. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad I found that. All right. What else we got? We got another one in this somewhere. I am happy with that. That was really tight. Okie dokie. That's all tightened down.
I'm gonna get in there and move the steering wheel a little bit, and you tell me if you're seeing any play anywhere in this or up there in this. We should be done. We took our measurements to make sure that we were all lined up. We've got, this side has been tightened down. I did not torque those. If you know those torques, then feel free to go ahead and torque them. And we got that bolt tightened down. We got our measured. We should be all set here.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of this JKS Manufacturing heavy-duty adjustable front track bar fitting all 2007 through 2018 JK Wranglers with 1 to 6 inches of lift, and you can find this right here at extremeterrain.com.